Like, you turn around and take the video.
Welcome back, everybody. Everybody's been asking to bring Preparing for Survival back on the channel for another collab video. And today we are here at the beach.
At my favorite place. That's how he got me here. He said, let's go to the beach. And then he said, by the way, let's make a video.
But I do have a question to ask. And actually I want to ask everybody, what's the fastest and easiest way to make $35,000?
My first thought was sell my car. I don't want to do that. And then my second thought was sell some eggs. Like, that's, I think, when you're like, I need money quickly, like, isn't that the thing? Like, guys go to places where they can sell stuff. Women can go sell eggs. You can go sell blood, like all that kind of stuff.
I don't know how much they're worth, so
I don't know either.
So yeah, I don't know. But the Army is actually offering $35,000 to eligible applicants willing to quick ship.
Like,
Yes.
like, hi, I'd like to sign up for the Army, please. I'll take the first boat, flight, train out. That kind of quick ship.
Basically, the U.S. Army and
I'd rather sell eggs.
other branches of the military are faced with record lows as far as eligible candidates to enlist.
So here's the question. What makes them non-eligible?
The biggest cause for ineligibility is, or three causes, includes criminal history, drug use, and obesity.
Oh, there goes 90% of Americans.
Those are like the three majors. However, additionally, mental and physical problems basically is the other cause, or for lack of eligible candidates, as they those who are eligible outside of the criminal history and drug use and obesity state that they will probably face some form of physical trauma or mental issues post enlisting in the military.
I can understand that. I think I would be ineligible also. Technically, I'm considered obese for my height and weight, but you know, doctors are idiots. But also, I'm pretty sure that if I had to, you know, pick up a gun and aim it at somebody, and I don't know, I might have to say yes. I'd probably have some post issues too.
All right, so that is a high likelihood. It's a possibility. I'm not discounting that at all. But I am wondering more about the problem, the causes of the problem, and where they could possibly really be coming from. Think about it. Now, this is extreme here, okay?
I was about to say, I have an idea, but I'll hear your extreme one first.
This is extreme. Let's think about obesity. And let's think about some of the causes for obesity, being lack of physical activity.
Okay.
What has caused a recent increase in reduced physical activity?
Well, we can't say certain words on here because they'll take the video away, but we will say C-19 and the closure of places that you could go to in order to exercise.
Now, let's just say we're back open for business. America's been reopened.
I know the answer.
What is it?
Money, honey, because it's way more expensive now than it was before C-19.
No, not quite. The additional reasons, hang on, let this helicopter go by. The last video I did at your mom's house, a train drove by in the background. It's like crazy loud.
And I get planes when I do mine.
And then the air conditioner kicked on the whole time. I didn't even realize. So, but I think the other cause is social media and, you know, video games and gaming and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
But primarily social media.
Oh, yeah, completely social media.
And what popular app is pretty much
TikTok.
consuming
I already knew the answer.
the younger generation? Okay, where's TikTok from?
China. It's a Chinese thing. So here's the thing. Everybody's like, you have to download TikTok. Everybody needs to do these challenges on TikTok. TikTok is made in China, and The very first thing that was on TikTok when it came out was a facial recognition thing where it was going to show you how old you were going to look. It was like one of the very first things, and everybody thought it was like the coolest thing. So they downloaded this app, and then suddenly now facial recognition for billions, I don't know, billions, maybe millions of Americans and people from other countries are in China's database.
Well, it's funny because previous video I asked, relative to the content or the context of the video, how many people are going to be celebrating for the 4th of July. And a lot of people commented like, yeah, let's go ahead and celebrate the U.S.'s independence by setting off Chinese fireworks. Like,
oh yeah, that's true.
But like I said,
independence from what? Because we are completely dependent upon other countries in order for us to run at this point.
we'd have to have a new Independence Day.
Yeah, because what it was for.
If we ever had that independence, which we don't, it doesn't seem like we'll ever get there. But let's just say, like I said, extreme theory here. But let's just say like this is actually part of a master plan through various different techniques of increasing inactivity, increasing obesity levels, increasing possibly drug use, and different things like that, as a way to weaken our defenses for future reasons.
Weaken our defenses in the people and weaken our defenses in the actual military by sending all of our stuff to another country.
Yeah, I mean...
you put those things hand in hand because, look, inflation is real. Food prices are shooting through the roof. However, McDonald's, you can still get a $1 cheeseburger, but you can't get a salad for under $10 anywhere anymore. Wendy's, you can still get like a $1.29 double or junior bacon cheeseburger, but a salad over there is like $11 now. So the stuff that's going to make you better and feel better and is healthier for you is continuously rising in cost, but the crap they want to feed you that makes you feel sluggish and holds you down and just destroys your innards, sticking to its price.
I think that, people need to wake up. Recently, I've gotten a lot of comments about Night of Rage, and it almost seems like, why haven't you brought this up? Why haven't you discussed Night of Rage in your videos? And, I think Night of Rage, I did a quick search on it, is in relation to the overturning of Roe v. Wade.
Oh, that's going to be years of rage if it doesn't get fixed for a lot of people.
But at the end of the day, like I said, the people need to wake up. At the end of the day, we've always been given a divide, but we have a new divide. Like, they've quit with the race divide.
Then there was the police divide. There was the racial divide. There was the police divide. Like, there was the mask or no mask divide. There was the prick or no prick.
A few months ago, let's think about a few months ago, you had protesters in the streets. You still have them now, and they look completely different.
Yeah.
Because of the government.
Because of the government. It's always because of the government in all honesty.
And they, so it's like they've created this new divide. And people need to wake up. And like I said, it's extreme theory as far as, China and their...
I don't think it's that extreme in all honesty if you pay attention.
And their connection to our ability to have logical and reasonable and effective recruits in the military system. What are you doing?
Oh yeah, made in Ethiopia, not China. I was just checking. I was just curious. It's Hanes, and everybody's talking about Hanes and Fruit of Loom. It's like the American standard for T-shirts and underwear and socks, but that's made in Ethiopia.
But what makes it even worse is that the Army is struggling to reach their quota. The Air Force is about 100 times more behind than the Army.
Well, motion sickness. I mean, I would vomit if I had to fly a plane.
But I mean, these are our defenses. These are our country's defenses.
Okay, but then you also have to look at it another way. You have the things that are holding people back from being able to enlist, right? You would think if somebody wants to enlist that you would let them and find a way to make it work. Okay, get them in shape. You go to basic training, help them get in shape, help them eat right. You think they're going to have mental issues? Go ahead and set them up with a therapist, because all the branches have somebody you're supposed to be able to talk to, some sort of like a VA kind of thing, right? But the thing is, how many people actually want to go fight for a country that doesn't fight for them anymore?
Well, you got a point there. You got a point. And then you got to think, it's like 35 grand. How much you going to tax me on that, But ironically, they started with 10,000. I think they moved to 25. Now they're up to 35.
Yeah.
And the numbers keep going up, which means we have a serious problem in our hands on top of inflation, on top of fuel prices, gas and diesel prices, on top of diesel shortages. My last video talking about another oil refinery plant going down next year. There are so many things working against us, yet 35 grand doesn't even make a dent in their recruiting efforts. People need money.
Yeah, people need money. I saw this thing.
They need more money. Like 35 grand, like you said, for a country that's not fighting for you.
Yeah.
A country that's fighting for Ukraine, a country that's fighting for Taiwan, a country that's fighting for the UK, sending them all our fuel. Oh man, they heard me. They're back. They're back.
Where are they? There they are.
Yeah.
Well, you got to think about it. Sorry, I got sand in mine because that's what happens when I'm not here. You got to think about it. The average cost to just rent a home is close to like $2,000 by the time you put in rent and utilities and everything else. Most people aren't going to make enough in a month to cover that, plus food, plus car payment and car insurance. We're all working just to live.
You bring up a really valid point, and we have a lot of Americans moving to Mexico.
Oh yeah, I get comments about that all the time. Just move to Mexico; it's so much cheaper over here.
Especially in California, especially for Southern California, where it's such a shorter drive. They can move to Mexico. All right, now we gotta start talking in code. They're listening. You can move to Mexico and save a tremendous amount of money, and still commute to work if you need to. Most people are working online. Which I want to bring you guys some information on working online and making money that we discussed earlier today. But also you have expats that are actually moving out of the country and basically denouncing their U.S. citizenship for multiple reasons, but primarily for the tax purposes, the higher taxes for living out of the country.
This is totally off topic of what you're talking about, but I do want to talk about it just because you mentioned 4th of July. I know, we always go out and we shoot off fireworks and we think, be careful because it'll scare the dog and whatever else. But the mom in me has always been like, well, don't do it too late because there's kids who, need to go to sleep. There's babies, there's people who have to work. But then I started thinking about, I watched a video somewhere where somebody was going through PTSD and the fireworks set it off. And so I started thinking about that. If you guys live in a neighborhood or in a complex or you're near people, it might behoove you to maybe ask around and make sure that if you do want to set off fireworks for 4th of July, that it's not going to cause serious emotional, mental distress for people near you, because you just never know what a bunch of people have gone through. And I do know that people who have served for our country, sometimes those fireworks can be very triggering. That was it.
It's actually, you said you don't know what people are going through, and it's actually really interesting you said that, because you told me earlier today that somebody shot into a Subway restaurant because their order was wrong.
So there was an article about a woman dead and another one who was in critical condition because some guy shot into a Subway because his sandwich had too much mayonnaise on it.
So yeah, I mean,
you just never know why people are losing their absolute ever-loving.
No, but I mean, you don't know what's going to set them off, basically.
Yeah.
Now, what you were mentioning is a little bit different than that, but at the same time, if you do have somebody who's sitting there thinking, hey, I wish these fireworks would stop, this is very annoying, you never know what's going to set them off, especially at a time like this where everybody is kind of on edge and they're struggling and inflation is really whooping their ass, and food shortages and the possibility of food shortages and possibility fears of losing their job, and it's possibly getting evicted, rent prices going up, and all these things piling up and this tremendous weight on their back. You never know what's going to set them off.
These are really hard things to hear and say when it's technically the greatest country on earth, right? I don't know. When you stop and think about a lot of things, it can really put you in a mind frame of where are we? What has happened?
No, yeah. I mean, this is a long time coming, but what we got going on right now in the White House is not, I don't really see how this is helping. We are continuously
and this
getting kicked while we're down. And shout out to, I don't have the name on me exactly, but someone commented on my last upload to share this information about the Army. It started with the Army. The comment said that the Army was eliminating the high school graduation, high school diploma requirement. Yeah, that's what it started, and then I saw that they were actually paying people for a quick shift. So it started with, thank you for whoever commented. I'll see if I can find it in the comment on the video. But it started with, they mentioned that the military was eliminating the need for high school diploma to be recruited.
Yet, okay, so you don't need to have a high school diploma, but you do need to be under a certain weight limit, and you do need to.
I think that says a lot about our public school system, that without a high school diploma, you're still smart enough.
Do you remember our public school system?
But you're still smart enough to realize, hey, I don't want to do this, even for your 35. You're thinking, I have a better shot at money than this quick $35,000, even without a high school diploma, than, you know, you could drive for Walmart Spark, probably make more money without risking your life. Risking your life in other ways, because that's a whole nother story. But you know, it's just interesting the positions that people are taking and where it is putting our country and our safety because of it.
Yeah, so you're going to have 17, well, don't you still have to be 18 to enroll?
I think so.
Until they've changed it, unless it's like 16 now, who knows? Like, you just never know. So you're going to have a bunch of 18-year-old, well, in shape dropouts, but that's it.
Maybe, but I mean, a lot of these people, possible recruits, may have woken up and, you know, really thought to themselves, like, why do I want to do this? Why am I doing it?
Yeah, what do I get out of it? Especially when you look at a lot of people who have, you know, been in wars and done all these things for our country, and you say, hey, how do you feel about everything? I did all this for them, and then they crapped on me and left me on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Most homeless people I see are all holding signs, vet, you know, was in this war and this war, and they're the ones on the side of the road. And then you can't even get help at the VA clinic. Like, you can't get in, you can't get help. You have to spend a bunch of time. So there's a lot of reasons why I can understand why some people don't want to enlist in something that could get them killed for somebody who doesn't care if they,
you know, and then you got to think about it. It's kind of like at the time where businesses were offering incentives to get new employees, and they were crapping on all the existing employees.
I know you guys stayed here for years and years and years, but that new person, we're going to give them a sign-on bonus, and you'll be okay.
So how would other soldiers feel that are enlisted that, you know, didn't get that?
Well, unfortunately, they can feel however they want. They can't do anything about it. You can't just say, I'm not doing this anymore, and leave.
No,
You can't.
That's the perks of working for the government.
Yeah, the perks. Okay.
Anyway, thank you guys for indulging in this conversation. Comment below, let me know what you think. Also, let me know if you would take the $35,000 and enlist for a quick ship, which probably means very limited training and immediate active duty, which is a great thing to do, which Economic Prepper had mentioned on his video, a little unrelated, that I think some of the airlines like Delta...
Was this number 5?
All right, that's a quick ship. That's a quick ship. I'm taking them off to, where is it? They're taking them off to Tyndall. But he was saying that some of these airlines like Delta, American Airlines, were reducing the hours required for the pilots to fly by 50%.
Oh, that's not terrifying at all.
So it's like reduced training and harsh work conditions, and immediately go to work, and, you know, have several tens of hundreds and ultimately cumulatively thousands and millions of people's lives in your hands, because we just need you to come to work.
Okay, it's not as severe, but during C-19, if you were a 16-year-old who was supposed to get your driver's license, you couldn't go take a test, and they were just like, here, we trust that you're not going to do anything stupid with it. Okay, well, I don't know how that worked out for 16-year-olds who didn't have to ever learn how to drive or take a test or anything.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be brutal. It's just, this is, somebody in the comments said, you'll know who it was, but somebody in the, sorry, we're in your way.
No, my bad, that's it.
Try to hit me with the football. But somebody in the comments said that we are circling the proverbial drain, so to speak, and it really feels like that sometimes.
Yeah.
He's probably one of those 16-year-old candidates that, you know, just didn't actually take the driving test, just
Based off the aim.
did the online version and online attestation that he's good to drive, because, you know, he's enough of an idiot to throw a football our direction while we're recording. Even though we were here before they got here, it's neither here nor there. Not trying to start trouble. You know, we're here, peaceful environment. A bunch of
But I'll
idiots.
throw down if I have to.
I think he just wanted to be in the video.
Probably.
But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you guys would take on that $35,000 for this, if you think that they should up it, if you think that, you know, if you think I'm crazy as far as, you know, some of the things that are going on, that if you actually piece the pieces together, kind of makes sense. With, you know, how much influence China has over us as a country that we don't really realize. And, you know, they're very smart. They don't do it in like a big lump, like giant. It's like, hey, this is how we're gonna do it. It's like little, small doses here and there.
I mean, if you guys look into how much of our land is owned by Chinese companies, it might shock you.
Chinese companies that are closing these businesses that are on.
Look at that thing.
All right, that one's not a chopper.
That's not a chopper.
That one's
That's
just cool.
really cool.
Yeah, so they're buying up or they've already purchased a lot of our farmland, and then they have businesses in the U.S. that they are in control. One of them being food with the Smithfield Farms,
Yeah.
but there's actually multiple others, and a lot of these acquisitions that they make are not just in U.S. They're global, but we do need to pick a different spot to record this video next time. But we do have a dependency on some of these businesses that they own in other countries that they're in control of, that they know that they can manipulate and control us. You know, they basically, not just them, but, you know, in a sense, food has been weaponized, and we're seeing that more and more every day. I'm not going to say it's because of Russia, Ukraine. You know, everybody gets all up in arms in the comments because it's because of Russia, Ukraine. No, we're just saying that when, you know, things like Russia invading Ukraine occurs, then we start to see how dependent we are and how much these events can take a toll on us collectively as the strongest country, the best nation in the world, you know?
Because by the time Ukraine gets all the help from us and all the other countries, Ukraine's going to be the strongest country in the world. I mean, we are not the only ones sending them money and weapons. They've gotten weapons and money from numerous other countries. And at this point, they should be able to overthrow just about anybody, in all honesty.
They're not quite there yet. But,
not yet, but they've gotten a lot.
Let me know what you guys think. And as always, I will link her channel name in the description. It is there, I promise. If you don't see it, just keep looking. It is there. Trust me.
Yeah, and I'll probably comment on somebody's comment at some point too.
But other than that, we're going to walk down this beach. See you guys later.
Bye.